let's move on to something else for now. All right. The new evaluation chart is trying to communicate, my favorite, trying to communicate better to you what it means so you can communicate to the potential adopters. Some of the returns, some of the bites that we have had here are not surprised to any of us. We all kind of could see that one coming. But we maybe didn't communicate to our volunteers, to our staff, or to the potential adopters how to avoid this situation, or that may be a trigger. Trigger is a word you want to remember because that is going to be the answer to why a dog might bite you. If the trigger has multiples, then clearly this is going to mean just higher awareness and concerns. So one of the new evaluation charts, all right, is basically all the things and then a check mark. On the left side of the line, not really a concern. It's a 0 to a 2. So a 0 is great, it's a positive reaction. A 5 would be a negative or aggressive reaction. Going back to our originals, kind of, right? Okay. It's easier for people to communicate, right? So 0, 1, 2, a lot of 2s on this dog, okay? 2s would be, just a little more of that concern, but not on the other side yet, right? And 3, 4, or 5, definitely a concern. So cage rage on this dog was a 5 initially. See if you know who I'm talking about, okay? Overall kennel behavior, I threw that in there because I felt that was kind of important kind of important to our kind of understanding of what this dog's all about, right? Overall kenneling, he's dirty in his cage, he's impossible to open the door, he's barking in cage rage at the kid. I mean, everything about it would be pretty negative if it was like that, right? So that's just, scored kind of high on that. That's not very good. Reaction, passing cage dogs. This one isn't telling us if the dog's safe around dogs. It's telling us something about just his reaction. And a lot of them we're going to see things like ignored or, too much of a hurry to get outside, couldn't even be bothered. It's not even that he ignored it, it's just he was so focused on what he wanted to get out. So too often our volunteers and stuff see the dog and think, oh, he's great around the dogs. It's like, well, yeah, because he's been let out 3 times today and he wants to go pee and his focus is maybe go playing with his ball. He doesn't care about the dogs. He's not going to pick a fight with him now. And then other dogs are horrible, but they turn out to be good because they actually want social interaction. So sometimes they're just being really noisy because they want that social interaction. Okay, reaction to running cats. Running cats. I need to know bit of prey drive, and I wanted to know what their intent is behind it. So chased and then backed off. Had the full opportunity to continue to pester it, or it continued to run and it's still, all right, I chased it, nothing went on, so I'm just going to leave it. Probably going to be pretty darn good with a cat. If you have a really nervous, terrified cat, then that's not going to work so well, right? Okay. Leash etiquette indoors. That's me working through all the obstacles you guys like to leave me as I'm constantly moving dogs from stray to here. I swear to you, you all do that for fun. Like, let's put something here in the middle of the floor while Cat's trying to walk with this very large, scary dog. Okay, so leash etiquette, leash etiquette, I put, dog mirrors your behavior. Remove the leash. And she just kind of mirrors. So I was friendly, she's friendly, sat beside me, and it was great. Great. That particular dog is the same dog that I said, treat it like it's your old friend. I left a note for our volunteers. I just went out to ask the volunteer how she did with this dog. She says, you were bang on. I was like, hey buddy, hi, how are you? And he was like, oh, hey, I'm friends. Okay, good. I had someone else come in and go, hi, bud. The dog went, uh-huh. Creep.
Sounds like Darcy of a rosebud. I love a rosebud.
Rosebud, she's good with direction. If you, hey, knock it off. I'm sorry, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to make you upset. Okay. She's a lovely little girl that way. She's good training dog.
Yeah.
So we've got things like play style, right? Rough would be not, one of those bad things. Grab dog's collar. Remember the golden retriever bit me? I grabbed that collar numerous times. How come he bit me the one time?
Something to do with the leash.
Nope.
Trying to bring it in.
Nope.
Well, you're standing there and you were clicking the leash and
Yep.
so you latched on.
Oh, the
Yep.
clicker.
Nope. Wasn't this? What did I not do? I told you. I showed you. What did I not do?
Pull away.
I didn't grab his collar. I motioned to grab his collar. I failed. And the little stinker bit me. I grabbed that dog's collar probably 30, 50 times. He never bit me once. It wasn't until I failed. So grabbing collars is like, it's like everything. There's too many variables to cover everything. It's about trying to read what the heck went on. Here I am for 3 weeks trying to figure, you don't have 3 weeks. I'm trying to figure out why won't this dog bite why won't he bite me? You know what else? Not just did I fail, but I genuinely kind of failed. All the other times I was confident I was going to grab his collar. Even if I was going to grab it slow and cautious, I was going to grab his collar. So that's a real tough one for you guys. You got to be very careful. That's why when you ask that question, go back to it. Not really the wisest choice. If you've grabbed a dog's collar and he starts to bite you, anybody know what to do? Other than release.
Yeah.
Because yes, releasing, a lot of these dogs are going to back off. But let's say it's one of those ones you've got a concern about your future safety and you can't escape. You know you can hold a collar, and if you just simply put your knuckles towards his jawbone, so if I'm even holding him this way, I can put my, whatever that's part of my hand's called, into his jaw, and he can't turn. I'm not choking him, I'm not hurting him. I'm just simply placing my hand at the jaw, and therefore he can't turn and bite. That's only if the dog's really trying. We've had a number of those, a lot of huskies. The moment you touch them, they start, flip-flopping around. Whoa, easy. One of the other things, what happens if you're grabbing the dog's collar and he wants to flop on his back? He's playing you. He's playing you. It's a master manipulator mood. This dog here is one of them. You can grab his collar, but he also felt that, it was all play, 'cause this was a super scared little dog, so I was being all nice and easy with him. Today I go out there with him. No, but you're close. Because she's a stinker. Yeah, she's a whole breed specific problem. But so I go out there with this dog today to grab his collar, but he had been jumping on me. Hey, you silly bum, what are you doing, right? I can grab his collar. Now I grabbed his collar, and what did he do? Oh, so I did a little jaw thing, and now he's trying to flop on his back. Master manipulator move. No. So now when I'm pulling him back up into a sit, politely, I'm not trying to hurt this animal. Okay? I'm pulling him back up into his sit, and what is he doing? No, and he wants to flop dead weight. Dead weight, he wants to go on his back. No. Because I'm not letting him go on his back. He wants to bite more. Now, how is my volunteers going to handle this dog? They're not. I have to come up with something clearly different. I now have to put this on this paperwork. I have to come up with some explanation that I can communicate to you and to whoever else is going to potentially adopt this dog out, that he's got a little devil side to him. Sweet, innocent, darling little dog. This is Aslan.
He was going to do my next choice.
Yep, and that's why I said you were bang on, because it's more or less the same dog and the same kind of problem. Goes from 0 to 90. And that's one of the things trying to communicate. How do I tell you guys that, right? How do I tell you that this dog's a big scaredy cat and then turns into a raving lunatic? It's exactly what they both are. Okay, so as we go into all of this paperwork, I'm going to have kind of like the glossary to explain. So let's just say grab the dog's collar was a 2, all right? So if we looked at grab the dog's collar, a 0 indicates the dog is fully aware that I was going to do it and still looked happy and comfortable with me doing it, right? But a score of 1 to 3 means he may have pulled away, slinked down, or submissively tried to apologize. None of that is good. Pulling away is not good. A 4 or 5 means he gave a dirty look, escaped, or showed further warnings. So this dog gave me a 2 under normal circumstances, but would have gotten a 4 and is now going to get a 4 for a real life situation. Meaning, your dog's out in the backyard and you want to bring him in the house and he says, no, flop on his back, and you try to drag him in, which is what people do, and now he bites the person's hand. That's how this is going to happen. That's how it's going to play out. Dog's going to be adopted with a 2. But under real life circumstances, he would do a 4. And potentially a bite, which would be a 5. How do we see that? It's so hard. So this is where what we're seeing initially and what we're seeing once they're comfortable and then they're starting to come out of their shell and starting to, I don't want to go back in now. Initially they're like a zombie and they're like, okay, I'll do whatever you tell me. And now they're like, no, I'm comfy. It's like, ooh, there's that 4. There's that number 5. That makes sense? Okay. So we've got all kinds of things from still the body sensitivity, things like that, prey drive, fear biter potential. Got a line here. Is it a 1, 2 to 5? Right? This one's a 2. He's a fear biter potential. He should be a 5 in a way, but his cage rage was a 5, not his actual biting. Okay? Trainability. Low numbers are good. There is a whole bunch of, like I say, the glossary for you to kind of look at. We'll have to figure out how we can make sure when you're telling these people, potential adopters, what that number may have meant. So we can go through that, or you'll have to go through that at another time. My written notations, this isn't arrogance or vanity, are the most important thing. Because I'm going to typically write something that will help you avoid or manage the dog better. In this case, it was sits pretty when you scratch under his arms. I'm not saying that because I thought it was cute. I'm saying that because often underarm scratching, center of the chest, or even in this area, which is called the stop of a dog, it almost causes them to go trance-like. And in this dog, he goes into the sit pretty, and he puts his feet on you, and he was a completely fearful dog who became quite a little lover with that underarm scratching. Asked the girl if she did it, she did. She said, oh my God, he did this little sit pretty. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what he did. Okay.